Members, good afternoon. This is the appointed time for the meeting of the House Committee. We have a quorum. So I call this meeting to order. Let me first wish everybody happiness and success in the new year. First item, matters arising. I report the meeting with the Chief Secretary. The Chief Secretary noted that following the thematic seminar, upholding and improving executive-led governance to promote good governance in the Hong Kong SAR, LegCo members held a study session on the 2nd of February. During the session, they conducted in-depth study of Director Xia's speech and engaged in sharing of their insights and experiences. And over 20 members also actively contributed their thoughts on how to better fulfill the functions of LegCo, fostering consensus through in-depth exchanges. The CS stated that the government will continue to bear primary responsibility for Hong Kong, deepen reforms, and integrate executive-led governance in various aspects of administration. It will also continue to support LegCo members in actively performing their duties, including participating in the legislative process, research, and public engagement. They work with the government. They aim to jointly propel Hong Kong into a new stage of good governance and effective administration. Budget. The budget was delivered on the 25th of February. CS is grateful to LegCo members for their invaluable suggestion during the consultation period. He said that in the face of complex and ever-changing external environment, this budget focuses on further expanding the scope and areas of economic development and accelerating IT and industrial development so that Hong Kong can better integrate into the country. The government also aims to create more quality jobs to share prosperity with the public so that people can enjoy the benefits of economic development. The administration looks forward to working hand in hand with LegCo to jointly promote Hong Kong's economic development and build a better home together. Item 2, Legal Service Division reports on subsidiary legislation. We are going to go through 4 pieces of subsidiary legislation. 1. Subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 6th of February 2026. LC paper number LS 5 2026. This report covers 1 item of subsidiary legislation. I'll give the floor to the legal advisor. Thank you, Chair. Now, this is LN 15. The purpose is to amend and repeal 8D of Cap 374F, that is Road Traffic Safety Equipment Regulations, in relation to the requirement for passengers on buses to wear seat belts, as well as other corresponding amendments. The LN will come into effect on the date of Gazetto, that's the 6th of February. According to the administration, they have undertaken a renewed review of the arrangements and initiated a public consultation to forge consensus. The LSD has not identified any difficulties in relation to the legal and drafting aspects. So much for LN 15. Members, please note that in relation to the legal advisor's introduction, the purpose of this subsidiary legislation is to remove the requirement under Cap 374F. And as mentioned in the paper, the administration will kickstart a public consultation and engage experts in studying the design, installation, and effectiveness of bus passengers wearing seat belts. So you may wish to set up a subcommittee by the time the new proposal is floated. But let me ask members if you'd like to set up a subcommittee at this stage. Right. If there is none, I will invite the legal advisor to go through the next report, and that is subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 20th of February 2026. That's LC paper number LS 6/2026, covering 3 items. I will give the floor to the legal advisor. Chair, in relation to LN 16 and LN 17, I'm going to report them in one go to members. These 2 notices relate to minimum wage. LN 17 amends Schedule 3 to Cap 608 to the effect that the minimum hourly wage rate for an employee will be increased from $42.1 to $43.1. That's an increase of 2.38%. LN 16 is a corresponding amendment. It amends the 9th schedule to Cap 57, the Employment Ordinance, to consequentially increase the monetary cap on keeping records of hours worked by an employee in proportion to the percentage increase of the MHW rate adjustment from $17,200 to $17,600 per month. This is a technical amendment. So for an employee covered by the minimum wage rate minimum wage ordinance, and if this employee received a pay of below the monetary cap as specified in the employment ordinance, that's $17,600, then the employer will be required to keep records of the hours worked. Please refer to paragraphs 1 to 7 of the paper for details. Now, the labor the panel on manpower has not been consulted. We have not identified any difficulties in relation to these two notices. It will come into effect on the 1st of May this year. So much for LNs 16 and 17. Do we need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on these two notices? Please, show of hands, please. None. Well, legal advisor, please go on to the next item. Chair, the next item is LN 18. It seeks to add Part 1 of its Schedule 2 to pesticides. These two pesticides have become subject to the regulation of the Rotterdam Convention. The effect is that any person who violates Section 8 of the Pesticides Ordinance, and that is a person who imports, manufactures, sells, supplies, possesses, uses, or exports the two newly added pesticides without permit, will be guilty of an offense which is subject to a fine at level 5 and imprisonment for 1 year. Please refer to paragraph 10 for details. An information paper was issued to the panel on food safety and environmental hygiene in January. No comments were raised. This legal notice will come into operation on the 17th of April 2026. No difficulties have been identified in relation to the legal and drafting aspects. So much for LN 18. Right, do we need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on this one? If so, please raise your hand. None. But let me remind members that in relation to the 4 items of subsidiary legislation, please give notice if you want to make amendments by the 25th of March, and that's the council meeting. Next item, business for the council meeting of 18th of March 2026. Questions. Please note that the cutoff date for registration of questions is the midnight of today. That's the 27th of February. And then next item, government bill, first reading and second reading, debate to be adjourned. The Secretariat has not received any notice. C, government motion. Proposed resolution under Section 7.1 of the Public Finance Ordinance, LC paper number LS 7/2026. Legal advisor, please walk us through the paper. Yes, Chairman. The purpose of the proposed resolution is to apply for funds on account under the Public Finance Ordinance for the government to carry on its services between the start of the financial year on the 1st of April 2026 and the time when the Appropriation Ordinance 2026 comes into operation. The funds sought should not exceed $181.7 billion. That's roughly 28% of the total appropriation under the bill. Please refer to paragraphs 2 to 6 for details. The LSD notes that the funds sought, comparing to the estimates last year, is different. We made inquiries. The administration already responded to our inquiries. Please refer to paragraphs 7 and 8 for details. Subject to any further views, we have not identified any difficulties in relation to this resolution. So much from me. Right. This is a vote of account resolution. Please note that this is a standing arrangement so that at the start of the new financial year, on the 1st of April, before the passage of the Appropriation Bill 2026, the government will have the necessary resources to provide services. Do we need to set up a subcommittee for this resolution? If so, please raise your hands. If not, then the administration will move the proposed resolution at the council meeting of the 18th of March. Next, members' motion. Please note that the cutoff date for application for debate slot at the said council meeting is 5 p.m. tomorrow, 28th of February. Item 4, on the agenda, advance information on business for the Council meeting of the 25th of March 2026. Government motion. There are two. First, proposed resolution under Section 7A of the Legal Aid Ordinance. LCE paper number LS8/2026. I will ask legal advisor to walk us through the paper. Thank you, Chair. This resolution relates to the amendments to the financial eligibility limits under the Legal Aid Ordinance. It seeks to amend the limits of financial resources of the applicants by 0.6%, and that is for OLAS, the proposed limit will be 452,000 plus, from an increase from $449,000. For SILAS, the existing limit is some 2.24 million, and it will be raised to $2.26 million. Please refer to paragraphs 2 to 3 for details. The proposed adjustment reflects the change in the CPIC or Consumer Price Index C recorded for the reference period from July 2024 to July 2025. An information paper has been submitted by the administration to the relevant panel. No comments were raised. The proposed resolution will come into operation on the date of gazetted. No difficulties have been identified by the LSD. So much from me. Right, do we need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on this one? Please raise your hands. If yes, none. All right. The administration will move the proposed resolution at the council meeting of the 25th of March. Moving on to the next one, proposed resolution under Section 22A of the Legal Aid Ordinance. LC paper number LS9/2026. Legal advisor, please walk us through the paper. Chairman, this resolution seeks LegCo's approval to raise both the rate of, the two amounts by 0.6. The first one is the rate of maintenance payments that is exempted from the Directive of Legal Aid or DLA first charge. It will be increased from 9,730 to 9,790. That means the first charge does not apply to maintenance payments. Now, the next sum relates to the amount by which monies retained by the DLA may be reduced in cases of serious hardship. This amount will go up from $116,000 to $117,000. Please refer to paragraphs 2 to 3 for details. This proposed adjustment reflects the change in the Consumer Price Index C for the reference period from July 2024 to July 25. An information paper was issued to the panel on administration of justice and legal services. No comment was raised. The proposed resolution will come into operation on the date of gazetted. If passed, no difficulty has been identified by the LSD. So much from me. Members, do we need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on this one? If so, please raise your hands. None. The administration will move the proposed resolution at the council meeting of the 25th of March. Next item, report of Bills Committee and Subcommittee. Report of the Subcommittee on 5 pieces of subsidiary legislation relating to the implementation of the eMPF platform. LC paper number CB record 1182/2026. I will ask Mr. Bill Tang, Chair of the Subcommittee, to deliver the report. Thank you, Chair. The subcommittee has scrutinized 5 pieces of subsidiary legislation relating to the implementation of the eMPF platform. Among these, 4 pieces are enacted to facilitate the 10th batch, which is also the final batch of MPF schemes joining the platform. The final batch includes 2 industry schemes specifically designed for temporary employees in the catering and construction industries. In addition, since certain provisions of the MPF Schemes Amendment Ordinance 2021 can only be implemented after all existing MPF schemes have joined the platform, the remaining subsidiary legislation aims to specify the commencement dates for these provisions that have yet come into effect. The subcommittee has held one meeting with the administration and the MPF Authority, MPFA, and the meeting lasted for 2.5 hours. The subcommittee also invited the public to provide written views on the 5 pieces of the subsidiary legislation. Members noted and agreed that the authorities have set different commencement dates for the 5 pieces of subsidiary legislation, taking into account various factors, including the asset size of the 2 industry schemes and the readiness of the relevant trustees in transferring account information to the eMPF platform. Given that the industry schemes are specifically designed for temporary employees in the construction and catering sectors, where employees' turnover is relatively high and employees are relatively small and medium enterprises, members expressed concern whether temporary employees and employers will get used to using the platform. They urged the government to strengthen publicity on the benefits of the eMPF platform, enhance digital usage, and request the trustees of the industry schemes to leverage their intermediary networks to provide assistance to these temporary employees and employers. Members discussed various matters concerning the operation of the eMPF platform, protection measures, and enhancement of information security and cybersecurity. They also expressed concern about the latest estimates by the MPFA on the fee reduction effect of the platform and how to ensure that administrative cost savings are fully passed on to scheme members. The subcommittee has completed its scrutiny work. Neither the subcommittee nor the government will propose amendments to the 5 pieces of subsidiary legislation. Details of the subcommittee's deliberations are set out in the report for the House Committee's information. All right, thank you, Mr. Bill Tang. Please note the above report. I remind members that in relation to the cutoff date for moving amendments for the subsidiary legislation, it is the 18th of March. If you want to move an amendment, the deadline for giving notice is the 11th of March.
Item 6, position on Bills Committee and Subcommittees, LC paper number CB2265/2026. As at this 26th of February, there are 3 subcommittees formed by the House Committee and 4 subcommittees on policy issues formed under the panels. Please refer to the above-mentioned paper. Item number 7, proposed arrangement for the activation of subcommittees on policy issues in the 2026 session, LC paper number CB266/2026. Members are invited to consider forming 3 subcommittees under the House Committee on Policy Issues and also endorsing the proposed arrangement for the activation of Policy Subcommittee in the 2026 session. First of all, on the 3 proposed subcommittees, they are: 1 proposed by Ms. Elizabeth Kwok Subcommittee on the Development of New Quality Productive Forces. Secondly, a proposal from Dr. Johnny Ng Kit Chong for the Subcommittee on Matters Related to the Development of Artificial Intelligence Robotics. And the third one from Mr. Yu Pak Leung Subcommittee to study matters relating to ecology plus tourism. So, as Ms. Elizabeth Kwok is not present, I will ask Mr. Yao to say something on her behalf. I've been asked by Dr. Elizabeth Kwok to say something about the subcommittee on the development of new quality productive forces. This is in line with the national plan to develop the AI and new productivity forces and Hong Kong's aspiration to become an innovative hub. New quality productive forces cover many fields such as strategic and new technology. And there are issues on policy, financing, etc. that will take departmental collaboration. The subcommittee will be able to look into the relevant issues and make reference to the practices of other places, so that we can have focused discussion and develop Hong Kong as a forerunner in the next wave of technological advancement. And 26 members have indicated their support for the formation of this subcommittee. I would like to appeal to all members to support it. Next, we have Dr. Johnny Ng. Together with 14 members, I would like to propose the setting up of a subcommittee on matters relating to the development of artificial intelligence and robotics. This is not just about the promotion of new technology, but also logistics, financial, healthcare, education, and future local development. And we should look at the strategy for artificial intelligence and robotics development in Hong Kong, and to comprehensively examine the economic benefits and growth potential for various industries. And we should also conduct in-depth studies on the labor market and the implications for different job types, and also to review the existing human resources policies, vocational training, and related measures to cope with the industrial restructuring. I appeal to members to support this proposal. Next, we have Mr. Yu Park Leung. Hong Kong enjoys rich resources for ecotourism, and under the blueprint, we have 4 directions for ecology plus tourism. We need a clear policy steer to improve software and hardware facilities. The community is very much interested in the development of ecotourism. And many related policies would involve inter-bureau and inter-departmental collaboration. And I hope this subcommittee can be set up so that we can all work together to look into matters related to ecology plus tourism and work out proposals, so the ecotourism can be a new brand name for Hong Kong tourism. All right, members who wish to speak may now press the button. May I remind members that if you speak, you should focus on whether you support the establishment of these 3 subcommittees. Does any member wish to speak? If not, I would like to consult members now whether we agree to set up these 3 subcommittees under the House Committee. All right, so it's agreed. Thank you. Secondly, we need to look into the arrangement for the activation of policy subcommittees in the 2026 session. Please note that there are already 4 on policy issues. The details are in Annex 2, and we have now agreed to set up 3 more on policy issues under the House Committee. And on the 16th of January, we have agreed to set up a subcommittee on Hong Kong's work to actively dovetail with the National 15th Five-Year Plan. So we have now 8, which is under the quota of 10 as specified in the House rule. If members are agreeable, the 8 subcommittee can commence work anytime they want. If in the future, if members agree, these subcommittees would commence work in the order of their date of approvals, all the way up to the setting up of 10 committees, and the others will be on the waiting list and will be prioritized in accordance with the date of approval. So members, do you agree with the proposed arrangement for the activation of policy subcommittees in the 2026 session? So it's agreed. Thank you. The Secretariat will issue a circular to invite members to indicate their interest in joining these 8 subcommittees on policy issues. Item number 8, AOB. we don't have anything under AOB today. The next House committee will be held on the 20th of March. I'll now adjourn the meeting. Thank you.